Hey there, party people, Dandolf back here, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Let's Play. This is episode number 4, and like we said last time, we're really going to start ramping things up. We're going to do a little bit more work on our barn, our storage room, and then a couple other fun things, but then we're going to do our first farm of this series. I am super excited for it, so let's go ahead and jump into it, and let's get going. Alright everyone, we are going to go ahead and get started here by taking a look at what Curtly's about to start working on. He's going to put his stables over there. But now we are going to take out this entryway of the barn here, and we're going to continue doing some upgrades. We kind of put our base coat down last time, and we definitely want to keep adding some more details and putting on some finishing touches. So we're going to go ahead and grab our birch logs here, and we're going to match the other side like we have on the other side. We're going to go ahead and strip all these down, put those fences there in the middle. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. So yeah, the plan for today is to do, a couple little things around the base. We also want to do some exploring, and we're definitely going to get our first farm going, so I'm super excited about that. Finish up the floor here, and let's go ahead and start working on this entrance. I think the spruce trapdoors will be a nice contrast, and they've got a little bit of texture. It adds some depth into this entryway. I think that's going to look really nice, so let's go ahead and put all of these spruce trapdoors here, and I think it's really going to make it pop a little, make it look a little better, and tie it into the inside a little bit. So we're going to place all these down here, and then as far as the actual door, I think we'll probably end up using dark oak, because again, that'll be a nice contrast and a nice texture change there. So we just got these last two to place. We're going to go ahead and place them right now. 1 and 2. Beautiful. And we had a little pillager raid. Just took care of that real easy. But we're going to go ahead and plop this flag right down with the rest of them. And we're going to go hop on our horse. And we're going to go on an adventure real quick. We're looking for a few different things. There's a lot of stuff we still need to find. So we're just kind of heading out to see what we find. Hopefully something good. So let's go. I think this is west maybe. But we found some dark oak here. We're going to chop some of these down. We definitely need more dark oak saplings. We only have enough for like 1 or 2 trees at the moment, so that's definitely going to help. And then we stumbled across this village over here, which is great because we really need to get a mending villager going. That's one of the most essential things early game, because you don't have to stop and constantly be remaking your tools and your armor and all of that. You have one set that's going to last you the rest of the game as long as you don't lose it. So I'm going to plop my horse down here real quick. We're going to jump out, and then we're going to run around town. There we go. There's some villagers. Let's go ahead and hit this bell here real quick, make everybody run inside. And then what we can do is go ahead and block them inside their houses. That's going to ensure that when we come back next time, that they're still going to be alive, and they're still going to be here in town for us to be able to use. So, yeah, you go ahead and go in there and block you in as well. Perfect. And anybody in there? Yep, I can see you through the door. Block you in. Looking good. Let's go ahead and block the top one too. Let's check over here. The little armory blacksmith station. Anybody in here? Anybody? Hello? No? Ooh, a chest. Oh, look at that. What's that? 3 diamonds, 2 saddles, some gold, some obsidian. Like, this is the best chest I've ever found in a village. This is nice. I love this. Cool, I'm going to take all of it. All right, so I think we got everybody all tucked away. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and head on back to town now. Talio! On our way, we found this gravelly hills or gravelly mountain biome, whatever it is. So real quick, just pop up our thing here, take a screenshot, and save those coordinates. We're definitely going to want to come back here when we're making a lot of concrete later. Perfect, and we are back home. There you go, little guy. Stay in your hole. Okay, so there we go. We're putting the dark oak door, and I think that looks pretty good. That's a nice little entrance. But still, I think we need to add some more detail. So we're going to do a dark oak trim here. We're going to add some stairs in the corner to round things out a little bit. Yeah, looking good. I think we are going to add some stairs here on the floor as well. I think that'll look pretty nice. Let me do, one here and then one here. Let me match that on the other side. And you know what I think we need? I think we need some lanterns. Perfect. Let's pop them in these little gaps here. And then we can throw a couple on top of this archway as well. I think that'll look really good. So let's go ahead and tower up real quick. And lantern. Lantern. Looking pretty good. Like it. Let's go ahead and take these out and we're going to replace them with the polished granite. I think the different texture is going to help make that little corner decoration pop out a little bit more. So let's put the polished in there. So that's what we're looking at right now. I think it's looking pretty good. All right, this next project, we're going to go ahead and move inside into the storage room. So this isn't a super interesting project, but just kind of showing you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting signs on all these chests, kind of getting everything, where I want it to go, and then now we're going to start moving stuff in. As you can see, all the signs are in place. Now we're just going to move the bulk items in here, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of our mess that's out here, because we want to continue doing some more builds, and it's in some prime real estate, so we definitely want to clean up outside a little bit now that we have some structures. And then this is how things are going over here in the stable. Just wanted to show you what's going on over here. It's looking pretty good, and he's definitely coming along. He's got his nice tin roof on here and everything. So I believe this is the last of what we have in our temporary storage setup here. So we're going to get all these little bits and pieces out of here. We're going to get these fences out of here. We're going to knock down these furnaces, and then everything is gone, and we are ready to move forward onto another project because our outdoors area is cleaned up a little bit. This is so nice. In that same note, we're going to go ahead and head over to the farms. We're going to replace this with some dirt just so that grows over and that farmland goes away. But yeah, so we can go ahead and take the storage room off of the list. Perfect. That one is done and done. What's next? Well, as we talked about, what's next is going to be a mob farm. I'm super excited about this, but I woke up and Kurtley had done a fresh build overnight. So let's take a look at this. This is pretty cool. This is a Star Wars inspired cantina sort of thing, and I think it's going to fit really nicely into our town here. So yeah, let me head up here. We've got a few things to do to prep for the day. We're going to grab the 3 diamonds. We want to make a new pickaxe, and you know what? Our current one's a little bit low. Let's grab a couple to repair that as well. So we're going to make our pickaxe. Perfect. And then we're going to head down and we are going to go to the enchanting station. Look at that. We've got Silk Touch. We've been waiting for Silk Touch. Silk Touch and Efficiency 4. I'll take it. And we'll go ahead and use 2 diamonds to repair our pickaxe. And we will name it Pikachu. I think that's such a great name. Perfect. Our fortune axe is now Pikachu. Love it. All right. So we need to grab a little bit of redstone. We're going to make a bunch of observers. We're going to make a bunch of stuff. We're getting ready to make this mob farm build. So what we're going to need is a lot of observers, a lot of dispensers, some repeaters, some hoppers, some chests, some comparators, and some redstone dust. And that's about it. It's a pretty simple project and lots of cobblestone. So we're going to go ahead and get all of our things together and get ready to make this build. All right, so if we head out this direction from town, what I did was from the center of the start of our village, I went out and basically marked this at just within render distance. So this should technically be loaded while we are in the middle of our town. So that'll hopefully help it keep running, so we get a decent amount of items from it. So we're going to go ahead and start our temporary storage system here. This is not going to be permanent. Everything will pump into a centralized storage location eventually. But for now, we do need a place to hold all of the loot that we're going to get from this. So I'm going to go ahead and stack up 4 double chests. Looks pretty good. And hop over here, grab some hoppers. And we're going to go ahead and go out 1 and 2 back. And then we're going to make a 3x3 platform here. This is where the mobs are actually going to drop and fall and die, and we will collect their loot from this platform. And you just want to make sure all your hoppers are pointing into each other, which points into the chest. Otherwise, your things will get stuck. All right, perfect. Looking good, looking good. And I want to cover it with some carpet just to make it look a little bit nicer. It's not the most beautiful thing, and it won't be, but might as well. So we're going to go ahead and put our hopper straight down the back here so all the items float at the bottom as well. And then we're going to go off to the side here, and we're going to go up, I don't remember how many blocks, probably like 40 or so, because you need at least, I think it's like 22 or 23 for the mobs to actually die when they fall. If they're wearing feather falling, we need a bunch of space. So we're going to go up a little bit extra here because the first layer is what we're going to build first, so we can center everything off of it. And then you have to build a couple things under it. So you want to go higher than the actual minimum distance you need to drop to build this first platform. But we're going to go up from this first block, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 coming off of this first block. So let's do that in all directions. That first block is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Get this hopper out of the way. Not sure why I put it here anyways. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, what did I do? Got to recount it. Yeah, I definitely messed that up. Got to take this one and this one off. All right, perfect. So then we just got to fill this in to where it is a square or a diamond, depending on how you want to look at it. So we will go ahead and fill this all the way in real quick. All right, perfect. I just want to make sure I did this the right size. I'm going to place this water on the center block. None of it should fall over the edge. It is not. Beautiful. That is perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. All right, so then right here in the middle goes our dispenser. In that will eventually go a water bucket. Then what we need to do is, let me grab it. Go ahead and place a temporary block here and then an observer facing down. So it's basically detecting when the water spits out and when it retracts. We can go ahead and remove this temporary block right here. All right, perfect. So our first layer is ready to go. So we want to go underneath, because now we have to make a clock that's going to power this whole system. So we're going to put a block attached to the dropper, if we can reach it, or the dispenser, I mean. We're going to start building a platform out here. So basically, we just have to make ourselves a clock so that it turns the water on and off every 10 to 15, 20 seconds or whatever it is. And that is going to turn the water on and push the mobs off the side of this. And that's exactly what we're looking for here. So we're going to go ahead and get our first little bits down. But I need to go grab some stuff and YOLO. And I don't make it. First death of the world. And of course I don't have a respawn point. It's all right. I get all my stuff and get some ladders, and now we can head back up. Well, that's a good way to start it, right? All right, perfect. So let's do piston here, piston over here as well. Yep, piston right here. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and do redstone block in the middle. And just a forewarning, I built it wrong the first time, so if you're following me, don't build it exactly the way I built it the first time. Wait until I fix it. But I'm going to go ahead and place some hoppers down right here. And basically the idea behind this is you have the comparators that are reading the signal in the hopper, and as soon as that signal comes out, it will push this redstone block, powering and depowering a specific hopper, which only allows the items to move in one direction. And the more items you have in that hopper, the longer that delay will take. But right now we're still building it kind of wrong, and we're just working on trying to figure. We're building this by memory, so we're just kind of playing with it. And here's our first test here, and where we realized that we did it wrong, because nothing's moving from one hopper to the other. And that was when I realized that it's because the hoppers aren't actually being powered by this redstone block. So I've got to move everything. So I'm going to pick it up and move it one block closer to the actual hopper set, to the actual piston setup here. All right, so let's try this a second time here. Hopper, hopper. Get rid of this one so they can point into each other. Perfect. And comparator coming out. Comparator coming out. Block. Redstone dust. Block. Redstone dust. So this is absolutely accurate, except for these are supposed to be sticky pistons. Took me a little bit of time to figure that one out. So I'm going to swap these out to some sticky pistons. Luckily, we had got those sticky pistons in the jungle temple. I didn't think that that was actually going to be useful loot, but these actually came in clutch right here. And now this entire contraption is should be in working order. Let's go ahead and give it a test here. and it should switch back, and beautiful. So you can actually remove those repeaters and do the block setup like I had before to compact this a little bit more. I just was over it at this point. So now we need our power line to come out here and power the block that is attached underneath the dispenser, and it will, as you can see, it's trying to dispense, but it has nothing in it. So now we can do another dispenser on the back of this observer. Beautiful. And then that's where we're going to start our next layer. So now what we want to do is build up, I think, 10 of these rows, all cobblestone, all exactly the same, each dispenser with a water bucket in it. I'm going to do that real quick. So we've got that done. Now we're working on the platform that goes underneath all of these. So what happens is the mobs get pushed off of that top platform. Then they fall onto this bottom one where you have to put water on the outside. So basically all of the mobs get pushed towards the middle. That's our goal here. And yeah, so I have the platform started and we're going to start working on that water here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and jump up there and you can see what's going on. So here we go. We've got our platform here, but I was playing with it and it's a little bit too small. So what I'm going to do is add one block to it all the way around. All right, perfect. Let me fill in these gaps. And beautiful, now we can start playing with the water. So I'm going to start an infinite water source here, right here, because, you know, you definitely want to have that convenient. And then now what you do is you want to just constantly pick down, put up, move your water around until all of your water is flowing towards the middle here. It does take some time, and unless you have a tutorial, it can be a bit frustrating. It took me about 45 minutes to get this all set up the way that I wanted it to until I was actually finally happy with it. But as you can see, you know, you just got to check all your spots and you got to, you know, put blocks or move blocks until you're happy with it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some signs in the middle to prevent the water from falling directly through the bottom here. And I think everything is looking pretty good. As you can see, everything is flowing there towards the center. Awesome. Looking good. I'm happy with it. And now what we want to do is head up to the very top of this bad boy because it's pretty much ready to go. So what we need to do is build a crafting table so we can make a bunch of slabs, but we need to make a roof on this thing. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a center block and then we're going to build a big roof that's bigger than all these other platforms so everything in here stays dark so mobs can actually spawn in here. So let's go ahead and go up. We'll go up 1 and 2 and 3. Perfect. Come back down here just so we can get our slab in place. Awesome. That's the layer that we want to do it at, and we want to make sure it's bottom slab so nothing can spawn on the top here. Let's get rid of these two. Jump up on this one. We're going to try and get up on top here. That's just going to make our life a lot easier so we're not dealing with this water. I do like to let the contraption run while I'm building the roof because from here it's pretty much ready to go. So if you have the whole thing in place, then it should be able to start working straight off. So yeah, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in all directions, and then we're going to go ahead and fill this bad boy in, and then that should be pretty much farm complete if you're not a derp and forget things like I did. So definitely take note that there's a few more things that you need to do before you actually want to start this, and you'll see why in just a second. But yeah, for now, let's go ahead and cap this thing off and let it start running. All right, perfect. So here's our drop hole. We'll go ahead and go back down here and we'll destroy our tower on the way down so it's just not an eyesore. Perfect, and we just need to make sure to fill in our gap and we'll head on down. Perfect. So this should be good to go. Everything's looking good, but I did realize I didn't put the second layer of signs here. So that's our first issue. Everything's just going to float right here in the middle. So I put a sign off to the side here so I could have a place to stand. And we need to put a second row of signs on top of our first row of signs. It is a bit of a pain in the butt because the water flowing does make it kind of difficult. And holding shift, you have to let go of shift to be able to place the sign. And the spiders came at me and I fell straight down the middle. And luckily enough, it wasn't enough to kill me. So now everything seems to be working. You can see the mobs coming down. You've got some stuff coming in, but then we got to do a little bit of cleanup here. We're going to get our blocks out of the way, and that's looking a little bit better. So yeah, that's what the contraption looks like from a distance, and eventually this is all going to be covered up, but for now it's going to be a big, huge eyesore for a little while. But I do need to go back up, like we talked about. I didn't put the right amount of items in the hopper. I think I put a full stack, and I wanted it to be a half stack, so it's a little bit faster. So we got to tower back up here and try and get back to that hopper clock. You can see it right there. So we're going to keep towering up here. Okay, so there's the base there. All right, cool. And, oh, mobs. Oh, goodness, skeleton. Okay, we're going back up. All right, let's try and be a little more safe this time. We don't need to go that high, actually. So let's try and bridge over from here. That should work. All right, cool. Yeah, this seems a little bit safer. So we just got to watch out for any mobs that fall from the contraption into here. Let's make a little staircase over from this so we can get back when we're done here. Perfect, that's looking good. Let's grab a few torches. We want to light this up too because it has been spawning a couple mobs and they just kind of sit here on the edge and don't flow into the middle. So that'll slow down our rate. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. We're going to put some torches here to stop that. Yeah, I think one in every corner here is going to look pretty good. Like it, love it. Want some more of it? Awesome. And throw down the last torch here and we are good to go. Perfect. Now let's head back up into the clock because like we talked about, we needed to change out how many items we have in here. So there's a full stack in here and I want to try and get half of that stack. So I'm going to just go ahead and wait for it to get to 64 and try and take half. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All right, cool. We're gonna leave it there. Oh, hello, skeleton. Hello, creeper. Oh, leave me alone. Oh, run away. Run away. Ah! Okay, so we're back again. We're adding one more to this because they were falling off the side of it and we were missing out on some loot. So we're going to put another row of hoppers here. So just FYI, it was a total of about 6 deaths in building this mob farm, which, you know, if I ever do a hardcore world, now I know this thing is pretty dangerous to build, and I definitely want to be more careful than I was here today, but that's fine. I'm not in a hardcore world, and I didn't lose any of my stuff, so it's not really a big deal. Alright, party people, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We created our mob farm and had a few accidents along the way, but I think everything turned out pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed. My name is Dandolph. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. See you later, guys.